Exactly. So in your notebook, we're going to write down a couple commands. Write down 5.2, and we're going to talk about SQL. Okay? So we're going to just write down a little bit of note, and then you're going to use your laptop to do some coding about SQL. What is SQL? Is basically it's some code that we can search, find, and sort data in a table, okay? And these are the key codes that you need to be able to know. Select, that's choosing a table. So these are the functions. It's like a language, okay? It's a query language. Query means like to find. You should be able to select data, sort data, count some data, join tables, find the average sum, okay? And then tomorrow we'll also have some other stuff there, okay? Review of database. Chad, what is a database? What is a database?
A database table.
Yep. A database is basically just a table of information, and it's very easy to update these kind of cells. These cells are like fields, right? Like fields / entities, okay? These are attributes on the top, okay, of the columns, and then we have entities on the rows. So we already studied about that. And there are some things, but today we're going to talk about query, okay? A query is part of SQL. SQL. What does S stand for? Do you remember there, Wendy? It's a query language. Structured. I believe it's called structured. Structured query. Query is like when you have a question, when you want to try to find something. Query language. It's like a coding language for database. So just write down SQL is a structured query language. Okay, you need to know what SQL. And SQL has two types of codes. One is called DDL. When did you hear about DDL? And DML. Okay? Today we're going to only study DDL.
What's the difference between DDL and DML?
Yes, okay, I'll show you. One is direct, it's modifying the data, and one is like just sorting the data, okay? For example, a query can be select. You see, we have select. These things are called query. They're keywords to do 一个 function. Select is 选着一个 table name. So let's say that this table name is called product. I can select product, and I can select the different attributes in there. Maybe I only want to have the manufacturer, and I want to query, and I want to find the data that only has a price this much. Okay? It's basically SQL is to the function. Can you write down in your notes? SQL, its job is a function to find and sort data in a database. And it can do it super fast. It's fast. Okay? Much faster, like you know how we did linear search? It's much faster than linear search, bubble sort, and all that stuff for like a text, because each of the data has pointers. And so you can easily update one little cell or one little field in a database will update all the data if you have it linked and stuff like that. Okay? Really powerful thing is called SQL. So our school uses a database called iSIMS, and it has all the students' names and grade. And so the application are hospitals, the 医院, 他们有 database, 他们有很多的 patients. They have people's names, address, email, phone numbers. And so schools use it. Governments use database. Yeah, so it's everywhere. Okay, you wanted to know about the DDL. What is the difference between DDL? Can you write down? DDL stands for Data Definition Language. DDL is a part of SQL used for altering tables, but does not change the data. Okay? And so the SQL is a language for sorting data. And there's two type of code there. One is called DDL. This is just for sorting. Okay? It does not put any data in the table. Okay? And then the other one is DML. And DML is to add data. Add or edit data in a table. Okay? Does that answer your question there, Wendy? Okay, so just make sure that you have DDL, data definition language, and that's for altering tables. It's not for changing the thing. For example, creating a table, create a database, and things like that. DML, it is used for changing the data. Okay? For example, inserting, selecting, update. Here is some examples from grade 10. Do you remember, Wendy, grade 10? You knew the function. It was like select. This is the example of DML. Manipulating data. Select something. Select TV code, screen size, price. Those are the attributes in a table from the table name, where it's looking down the column where TV is equal to yes, and then it will return. So let's have a try. What you're going to do is open up your computers. I want you to go to Teams. You need to have a laptop or a computer. You can use a scope or your laptop. Okay? Go onto the internet and you're going to this link. w3schools.com, and you're going to click on SQL. Okay, this is a free database practice center because they already have some databases. It's actually very nice. Okay? When you click on SQL, we will do the defined manipulation language. So let's put where. We need to know what each of these functions do. Okay? So SQL where clause. The where is used to filter records. It's used to find specific columns.
Is there a link in the
Link where you send the
You can just put it w3schools.com. This is the website. You just type it into your laptop. Okay, I can copy it for you guys too as well. w3schools.com. And this website is really helpful because they also can teach Python coding and other things as well.
Is it this website, sir? The website, when I open it, it looks like this.
Probably.
You look here.
So SQL link. www.w3schools.com. Okay, I will post the link and you have a try. Yes, and click SQL. See SQL at the top?
Oh,
You need to click SQL. Okay, here we go. Is everyone on to that website now?
yes.
Wendy, you're there? Now what you're going to do, you need to understand the different functions. For example, I want you to click on SQL where function. This is
Where?
on the left-hand side, you see SQL where.
Oh,
And then what you're going to do is just read the code Where is used to filter records. And right here, you can have a run. It says select star. That means that's like a random card that selects everything from customers. So that will select the whole column where country is equal to Mexico. And then if you click try it yourself, hit try it yourself, and you will notice on the right-hand side, Wendy and Chet, can you just kind of zoom in for a second? They already have a whole bunch of tables already built for you. So it's very 方便to学一下. And this will be part of your schoolwork today. So for example, I have customers. And if I want, and there's 91 records. If I click customers and open it, it will actually show me a huge table with the data. Okay? So let me just have a quick try. If I double click, can I open up customers? Yes. So right at the bottom, it has 91 entries for customers. I'm gonna zoom out. And right here, these are the attributes. Agree or disagree? And right here we have country. And we have Germany, Mexico. So if I want to just select countries of Mexico, I go select from customers. Customers is this table. And then I can type where, and then country is equal to Mexico. Let's have a try. Can you type this into your code? Select anything from this column, from customers, this is the table name, where country is equal to Mexico. Oh, we had to use the Mexico. And what it will do is sort the data that you want. Okay? And then what you can do is you can have a little run. I think it should have a semicolon at the end. Okay? There's a specific syntax that you have to have. I think we have to have this right here. Let's have a little run. It's okay. I'm just going to copy this code here. Oh, the top one doesn't have to have the colon. I see. Copy the code. Go into it yourself. We don't need to have this right here. And paste it right here. I'm going to hit run. And look at this. What do you see? What do you see, Wendy?
The table.
It chose all the data. The data had 91 lines, and it just made it very nice data. And it chose the column where the country is equal to Mexico. Have a try, and I want you to choose, I want you to change the code, okay? Go to this, and I want you to change the code to, what is your favorite country? Canada! Change the code to Canada and show me all the data for Canada. Okay, do that right now. You need to go and change the country to Canada and see if you can to edit. So you have to try it yourself. This is the code. And you need to change the country to Canada and then run the program. Show me that you can use the wrong. No, you need Canada. This is Mexico. I want Canada. Change the country. Did you get it working there, Wendy?
What?
Did it work?
Oh, thanks.
Oh.
This has to be one. Select, you have to say,
So how about
you have to say the name of the database, set up customers at the top. Yes, did it work?
Yeah, it's come out.
Did it all, how many Canada? Three. Okay, correct. And so when I click, so I change from, select that from customers, and then the code is where country, that's the attribute's name, is equal to, and then Canada. And if that data is inside my table, which it is, it should select, and there we go. Did you get three entries? You get 3 entries. And so that's it. This is what SQL is. You need to be able to understand the different commands. There's select, there's where, there's from. Okay? Select, this is the database name. When you handle the database, it could be employees, it could be orders. Where is choosing the attribute? I could do city, I could do address, I could do customer ID. For example, instead of, I want you to guide, instead of country, let's change it to customer ID. This is the unique key. So instead of that, where, for example, customer ID is equal to 10. Okay? And then run the code and see if it selects the customer ID where it's 10. And you see, I went through that table and I only chose the data where the customer ID is 10. 你试一下. I changed the code to a different attributes to select a specific location in that database. You can edit, and if I only want to return one thing, if you put the star means returns all attributes. But if I want to select only one thing, for example, I only want to select the country from that, where this. For example, I only want to select the country data from customers where the customer ID is 10. And if I run this, it only gave me country. Show you that.
Oh, really?
Look at that. See?
How to
Look at the code and try to type the code and then have a look at it. That's it. And so what you're going to do is your schoolwork is using your computer. It's 5.2 SQL code. Okay, on Teams. You're going to, right here, 5.2. Okay? It says for each of the following, you're going to use this, using these data. From the customer database, select the column country. And then you're going to paste your code in here. You're going to JPing. Okay? From the customer data, select the rows where the country is Mexico. We already did Mexico. We did Canada, did they? Select the rows that's only Germany and Berlin. And then what you have to do is put the code. Okay? For example, select customer database, the rows where the country is Mexico. I will show you how to do this one. So what you do is you go back to the website. I need to select all the data. If I want to select all the data, you put the star. From customers, let's go back to the question. Where country is equal to Mexico. Okay, so let's have a try. Where customer is equal to Mexico. The country, so country is equal to Mexico. And then what you do is you run the code to verify that your code is okay. It got the correct code. And then what you need to do is, Wendy, can you have a look here? Is I want you to copy the code and the data that you got. And then what you're going to do is you open up your homework folder and you just throw that in there, and you need to make it smaller. Make the table smaller so that I can verify you understand how to use the select command. And then they have a question for each of the functions there. Okay, so you can 自己学习. So what you're going to do right click, copy this schoolwork and put it into your name folder, okay? For example, find your,
I should do what?
you need to go into Teams and copy 5.2. Your schoolwork is 5.2. You're going to use this link to do all these selecting datas, okay? Yeah. That's it. If you finish that, you can try creating different tables. That's DDL. It's the same idea. It uses insert and delete and update, and all those functions are on the website. Okay. For example, if I want to figure out SQL update, I can click here, and it gives me the code, the SQL code. It gives me the database, and then you can just hit try. Let me see, where's the try button? If I go down, this one doesn't have a try button, but normally they give you the examples. Okay, and then you can use this, and then you just pop in the code right here. Okay, so that's your schoolwork. Your schoolwork. 5.2. Okay, copy this and take screenshot of your work. Okay, I will come and help if you need help. Your schoolwork. You're gonna use this website, and these are the names of the data that's already on the website. So just use that data. Okay, and you need to, from customer database, select the country column. Okay, that means only choose the data there. Okay, so you have to edit the SQL code, and then what you're going to do is upload a screenshot of it working. Screenshot. That's it.
So we just do the self-sign or something?
Yep, about SQL code.